Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can make a miso tahini dressing. We love it because it is very easy and quick to make. You just throw together a few ingredients that I'm going to show you, and it is absolutely delicious, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So in this video I'll actually show you the ingredients, their health benefits, and possible substitutions if you don't have everything, the best equipment to use, how to make it, and how to eat your miso tahini dressing. If you're new on my channel, my name is Anya here at Our Gabled Home, where I love sharing our simple heritage homesteading and homemaking journey with lots of recipes just like this one. Let me show you how to make this dressing. One of the main ingredients in this dressing is miso, and I've thought about whether, if you don't have it, whether you could omit it, and I don't actually think so. However, most stores will carry it in the refrigerated section. You can probably find it online, and first of all, I'm leaving links for all the ingredients here in the description box below this video, but also a link to a printable recipe so you don't need to take any notes. However, the miso here is really essential because it gives it that deeper umami flavor. It's full of probiotics and vitamins, B vitamins, so that's really an essential ingredient. That's why it's called miso tahini dressing. Obviously, the second most ingredient here is the tahini ground sesame seeds. It's very easy to find. I often buy it at Trader Joe's. They have a very good tahini at Trader Joe's. Tahini is full of healthy fats and antioxidants and a lot of fiber because it's just essentially ground up sesame seeds. And then we need sesame oil. If you don't have sesame oil, you can just skip that altogether. You can use in its place something like an avocado oil, a more clean tasting oil, or since the other oil that we're using in this recipe here is olive oil, and you can just simply use it all olive oil. Just know that if you only use olive oil, it's going to have a bolder flavor. So I like the combination of the two. They're very healthy fats. They're actually heart healthy fats. And then we need rice vinegar. Rice vinegar doesn't really have a lot of health benefits per se. However, I like the rice vinegar. If you don't have it in a pinch, you might be able to use apple cider vinegar or white wine vinegar. However, I think that the rice vinegar has a mellower taste and almost like a sweeter taste. So you may have to add a little bit more sweetener or just adjust the taste a little bit more to your liking. Then we need honey. We all know that raw honey has a lot of really good health benefits. It is a natural sweetener. If you don't have honey, you could probably use maple syrup. However, maple syrup has more of a caramel flavor. I think that honey has a cleaner sweetness. So just know that if you're trying to substitute honey. And then we need ginger. I've actually peeled the ginger here because when you have these little arms, that sometimes takes a little bit of time to peel it. Ginger is very good for your digestion, and it gives this recipe a bit of a spicy kick. So I love that. And then we need a clove of garlic. In terms of equipment, I often make it in this mini food processor, the Cuisinart here. What I don't really like about this is that it doesn't have the power to make it a very smooth dressing, and part of the allure of it is that it is so silky and so smooth and so just blended up that that adds to its flavor, or it's how we like it so much. This one is great for if you're just making the recipe, but my favorite way is to use my Vitamix high-speed blender because I think that it absolutely is fantastic for this recipe. The only downside to the Vitamix is that you do need to actually double the recipe because otherwise you get a lot of splattering and then you constantly have to scrape it down, and it's just borderline. So the printable recipe will be half of the recipe that I'm showing you in this video. I'm using double recipe because I find that it is easier in my Vitamix blender. So the first ingredient here, 4 tablespoons of miso. I like to measure it this way. Did I mention that miso is full of good probiotics because it's a raw product and a fermented product? So it is really good for your gut health and part of why this recipe is so good. Now we need 4 tablespoons of tahini. We need 4 tablespoons of sesame oil, and I can already tell that I may not quite have 4 tablespoons. I thought I did, but I was thinking about half the recipe here. So I am using another 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. So we use 4 tablespoons of olive oil. More because I didn't have enough sesame oil. Next we need 2 tablespoons of honey. ½ cup of rice vinegar. 2 cloves of garlic, but because I have a very big one, I'm just going to use 1 here. And then I have the ginger. However, I will simply cut that in smaller pieces for the reason that otherwise it's going to splatter around in my Vitamix, and this makes it a little bit easier to cut it up right beforehand. We'll put on the lid tight and blend it up until it is super smooth. So it's going to take a few moments. So I like to start on low and then I gradually increase to a higher speed. Here it is, it's really thick, it's very smooth, it's absolutely silky. I am gonna give it just a little bit of a taste here. And the reason we love it because it has such big, bold flavors, and it has all the different flavors. It has salty, it has sweet, it has the spicy from the ginger, it has the good flavors from the oils, and it actually works really well in so many recipes. So we love it because if you have any leftovers, you can just drizzle it over and it makes any leftovers really palatable. It does have a bit of an Asian twist to it just because of the ginger. You can also use it over steamed or roasted vegetables, and some people who have visited us and eaten this sauce with us call it the secret sauce. And once you try it, you will know why. And sometimes I like to even, you might like this little reference here if you have ever watched The Big Lebowski. It is kind of like the rug that ties the room together. This really is the sauce that ties all the ingredients together, and you can throw whatever ingredients into a bowl, like a Buddha bowl, and drizzle the sauce over it, and everything just is absolutely delicious. We'll pour this into a nice mason jar, but I will need a spatula. This is your simple, easy, delicious miso tahini dressing. I hope you enjoyed this. recipe video. If you're looking for more cooking and recipe inspirations, I have an entire playlist up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.